Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this week's video. It is the Disney cruise vlog. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm coming to you from Orlando in the US. I landed yesterday evening, checked into a hotel, and I will be boarding the Disney Treasure cruise ship later this morning. So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a backstory as to why I'm on this cruise and explain what the next 7 days are gonna have in store. And I'm so excited to be able to vlog this one and bring you guys along. One of my best friends, my childhood best friends, works on the Disney Cruise Lines, and she has done now for, I would say, coming up for 7 years. She's worked on these cruise ships all around the world for Disney. This will actually be my second Disney cruise. So the first one we went on together was around Greece and Italy, and I shared a lot about that over on my TikTok and Instagram page, but I didn't have YouTube back then, so there's no vlog of that one, but that was so much fun. But this one is in a part of the world that I've never been to before. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be going around the Caribbean and stopping in some incredible bucket list places. We're gonna have so much fun. I'm really looking forward to just catching up with my friend who I haven't seen probably for like 6 months since she last visited home, but also to see some of these amazing places. I'm so excited. I flew from London Gatwick yesterday and landed in Orlando about 7 p.m. local time. It was a 9-hour flight, and got an Uber to this hotel that I'm in now, which was 10 minutes from the airport. Literally dropped my bags, jumped in the shower, and then headed straight to bed for an early night. I did wake up at 2 a.m. this morning, so I did try and get back to sleep, but it got to about 5 a.m. and I thought this isn't happening. So I just kind of got up and got ready and went down to the hotel breakfast when it opened at 6:30, and yeah, I've just been relaxing in my room and getting ready to head to the port. So the port is about a 50-minute drive from here, so I'm going to catch another Uber, and then my arrival time for the port and check-in and everything is at 1:30, and then I will board the ship and meet my friend Zara and then settle in. And I think the ship sets sail at around 3:45, and then we've got the most incredible 7 days. Let me grab my phone and I can check and read out all the places this cruise is going, because it's actually incredible. Okay, I've got my phone. So basically, we are setting sail today from Orlando at 3:45. Then tomorrow we've got our day at sea. So for anyone who's not been on a cruise before, your day at sea is basically the time it takes to travel to the first destination. And it's a really nice way to enjoy all of the stuff that's going on the ship. And when I say the Disney Cruise Lines are like the height of luxury, I cannot even describe. I will admit, when I first went on the cruise back in, I think it was 2023, yeah, it must have been 2023 when we went to Italy and Greece. I won't lie, a part of me was like, yeah, Disney cruise, I feel like maybe it will just be like quite a lot of kids, and you know, I don't know, I just had a different perception of cruises. And then I went on this cruise and it completely changed my opinion. Anyone thinking of going on a cruise and having those, I guess, like reservations about cruises, I think cruises can get a bit of a bad rep as like maybe being for slightly older people, maybe like retirees. It's such a great way to see an area, especially when they have like lots of multiple stops. It's such a good way to see lots of different places, and I just think the Disney Cruise Line, that's the only cruise I've ever been on, so I can only speak for Disney cruises. It's incredible. They also have a whole deck that is adult only, so if you did want to be like, okay, there's too many kids like in this area, you can have like the quieter side of the boat. But even so, it never felt like that, because the cruise liners are just unbelievably huge and kind of hard to comprehend as well. I couldn't quite comprehend it till I actually boarded one and was like, this is like ridiculous. It's like a massive hotel on water, which I know that's obvious, but like when you actually are on one, like this thing has a theater, it has like 5 different restaurants, it has like little cafes, it has swimming pools. It's just mental, honestly. So when I went on my first cruise, I was really pleasantly surprised and had the most incredible time. And to go on this one is going to be even more exciting because it's going to some amazing places. So yeah, let me tell you, we have got our day at sea, as I said, tomorrow. Then we're going to Cozumel in Mexico. So that's day 3. Day 4 is the Cayman Islands, Georgetown on Grand Cayman. Then we're going on day 5. Now this is quite funny. So on day 5, we're going to Falmouth in Jamaica, which is so funny because if you guys have watched this channel for a while, you'll probably know, or if you know me, you know that I grew up in Falmouth in Cornwall, and so did my friend. We are school friends. We went to Falmouth school together. We grew up in Falmouth. We're just gonna definitely have to get a photo by the sign because that's just too funny. So yeah, Falmouth, Jamaica. Then day 6, it's another day at sea as we're traveling. And then day 7, which is the last day of the cruise, we're going to Disney Castaway Cay, which I'm told is Disney's private island in the Bahamas. So it's meant to be stunning, like tropical paradise basically, in the Bahamas. And then we get back to Florida on day 8, which will be next Saturday. So I'm coming to you from Saturday the 1st, I think it's the 1st of May today. What is the date today? No, sorry. Today is Saturday the 2nd of May. So it's a 7-night cruise. So I'll get back here next Saturday. And then originally I was just going to get off the ship and then head to the airport and fly home. But actually my flight got cancelled on the way home, which was a bit of a shame. However, they just moved me to the next day. And in a way, it's kind of a nice opportunity because it means that I get to spend one more night here in Orlando. And I've decided that I am going to go to Disney World and just like have the full Disney experience. I'll be on my own then, as my friend will. Obviously, she works on the cruise ship. She'll have to stay on the ship as I leave. But hey, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. I haven't even boarded this ship yet. I'm so excited, as I'm sure you can tell, and I'm just really excited as well to bring you guys along. So I thought it'd be really fun and interesting to share what a cruise ship is like the experience of being on a cruise, and specifically a Disney cruise. So if you're a Disney fan, even if you're not a Disney fan, I think you're really going to enjoy this. I'll share all of the different stops that we go to, and yeah, I'm just going to pick up the camera and have a bit of fun with it. I am also taking the full time off, which is so needed. In my last few vlogs, I've kind of hinted at the fact that I was working absolute overtime, and if I'm being totally honest with you guys, I hit burnout. It's difficult because when you do run your own business and you are freelance and you've got all these clients that rely on you and you want to go on holiday, every single client has been nothing but nice about it, but at the same time I've given them my word that everything will be scheduled ahead, and in order to do that, the work doesn't just go away, it just means that I have to do it in a shorter amount of time. So basically the whole of April I was working to cram in 10 days extra worth of work. So I was working every single weekend. I will not be doing that again in the future, and I do think that if I want to take any more holidays going forward, I'm gonna have to find a better solution than just like, oh, I'll just do 6 weeks worth of work in 4 weeks, because that is not sustainable. It's been a bit of a road and a journey to get here, but we are having a full, I think it's like 11 days off, which is just like in and of itself amazing. The weather is meant to be good. It is currently very cloudy but ridiculously hot in Orlando. It's currently 26 degrees and it's 9:30 in the morning, so it's gonna get really hot. It's like highs of 32 today, but it's very cloudy, so it's just like very humid and muggy. I'm not used to this kind of heat really, especially in England. It's gonna be a great trip, and I'm very excited to bring you guys along. So yes, I really hope you do enjoy this week's vlog. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Let's go. We have just arrived at the port. I've got to wait like an hour before I can get into my queue to get on the boat. I'm a little bit early, but I'd rather be here early than late, and I'm really excited. It's so busy here. Everyone's in like Disney outfits, and yeah, just really looking forward to getting on this ship now.
Disney treasure, please welcome aboard Lisa!
Good morning guys, it is 6:20 a.m. on day one of the Disney cruise. It is our day at sea. I've been awake since 5, which is better than Saturday when I woke up at 2 in the morning. So the jet lag is still definitely jet lagging, but I do feel like 5 is a reasonable time to wake up and kind of get on with the day. So I have just gotten ready and it is now, as I said, 20 past 6, and I think I'm gonna head out onto the deck to see if I can catch the sunrise. I don't know what the weather's doing because, to be honest, we left Florida yesterday and the weather was really warm. Like, it was so hot, probably late 20s, and it felt really warm and lovely, but it was super cloudy and there was a tiny bit of rain. It just felt like that really kind of humid weather before there's a storm. But the good news is we are sailing away from that kind of weather, so I know definitely the middle and the end of the cruise is going to be glorious sunshine from looking at the weather, but now we are actually at sea. My weather app isn't working, so I can't see, so I'm just going to go outside and see if I can catch the sunrise. And then I thought, while it's nice and early, I could do a little bit of a ship tour with you guys, so take you around the ship. Now that is not going to be easy because this ship is absolutely massive, and I know I've said it before, but you just can't even comprehend how big this cruise ship is unless you've been on a cruise like this before. There are 11 decks. No, I think there's more actually. I think there are 15 decks in total. I will double check that. There's just so much of the ship to explore still, and I feel like I've only really just scratched the surface. Yesterday was a bit of a whirlwind, so I got on board, met my friend, we had a good catch up and she showed me around the ship a little bit, and then I checked into my room. It took a couple of hours to get my luggage, so in that time my friend had to go to a meeting, so I just grabbed a coffee, sat on the deck and just had like a bit of a decompress, chill, because it's been a really busy 48 hours of traveling. And then we went to dinner last night, and then we both got an early night because I was absolutely shattered and so was she. So I was in bed by like 9:30 with a chamomile tea watching The Princess and the Frog. What is really cool about these rooms is that each room has a TV and you're automatically logged into Disney Plus and you've got all of the Disney films, which is really cool. So yeah, I watched The Princess and the Frog and then went straight to sleep. And yeah, this is our first day at sea, so I will try and do a bit more vlogging today and be a bit better at that. I'm going to give you a little tour of the ship now. It looks like it's starting to get a little bit light outside. It also kind of looks a little bit cloudy, so I don't know if we're going to get a sunrise today, but let's head out and I'm just going to show you as much of the ship as I can. Let's go! Loads of the doors have these really cute little magnet stickers that people collect when they go on cruises. How cute! These are the elevators. We're currently on deck 2 and it goes all the way up to, I think, deck 11. Oh no, deck 13. No, deck 14. So these are all of the floors that you can see. And this is just the back of the boat. Let me show you the map, hang on. There's a little map here. So we are currently here, and that's basically the layout of the ship, which is crazy. Okay, I'm going to take you guys to deck 4, which is where we entered the ship, the Great Hall. It's absolutely stunning. Every Disney cruise has a Great Hall, but they're all different themes. This one is Aladdin themed, so it's very bejeweled and really beautiful.
Doors closing. Deck 4, doors are opening.
I think it's this way. Actually, let's go outside quickly. I think there is going to be a sunrise. Wow. Wow! And nobody's out here. So peaceful. It's quite windy, but it's super hot. If this is the temperature at 6:30 in the morning, then it's going to be a really hot day. That sky is just absolutely stunning. This is the Great Hall. So you can see it's very Aladdin themed. You can see Aladdin and Jasmine down there. And then that little stage, they sometimes put performances on and everyone hangs out here in the evening. And there's loads of different areas where you can meet the characters as well. Some of the characters will pop up here as well, which is really fun. This is Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, which is if you have kids, they can come and get a little princess makeover. There's a cinema. Walt Disney Theatre. Okay, we're going up to deck 11 now, which is the one with all of the like swimming pools and stuff like that. So let's head up. Okay, so this is deck 11. None of these food places are open yet because it's so early. But yeah, you can grab anything you want from here anytime when it's open. It's all free, which is really cool. Or, well, it's included in your cruise. And yeah, there's some ocean view tables. I think it's shaping up to be a nice day. Just a few clouds in the sky, but they do make a nice sunrise when you've got clouds in the sky. This is the area that you will have seen yesterday. So it's kind of not prepared yet, but this is the main deck. So we've got these big screens up here that play movies throughout the day. And they do like performances and stuff on the stages. This is where we had the set sail party, and then they've also got these really fun slides which Zara does want me to go on and I am not an adrenaline junkie. This is probably the most busy area for children, which is quite nice that I've been able to show you this morning, like when it's super early, because I don't want to be getting kids in my video. And you can see the ship here. Come up to the adult only deck. So this is the view from the deck up here. Okay, I'm gonna head and get some breakfast because it's so windy out here. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the buffet breakfast, I think, and then I'm gonna get a coffee from one of the coffee shops. They provide standard tea and coffee for free, but if you want a specialty coffee, you have to go to one of the coffee shops. And you know me, I love my coffee, so that's what we're going to do after I grab some breakfast. All showered and ready to go for dinner tonight. It is the cruise formal evening, which is basically an evening where they encourage you to get like a little bit extra dressed up. We're going to a restaurant called 1923. So there are 3 restaurants on board the ship that you kind of like rotate over the course of the week that you're on the cruise. The first one is Encanto themed. The second one I think is Marvel themed, and then this one tonight is called 1923, and I don't really know what the sort of theme is, but I think 1923 is the year that Walt Disney was founded, so that's why it's called 1923. I'm just waiting for Zara to message me where she is and where I need to meet her, and yeah, then we're gonna go for dinner. Today has been such a lovely, relaxing day. I have spent most of it just sat on a sun lounger reading, which has been just immaculate vibes. This afternoon it did get quite cloudy. There were a few showers and a bit of lightning, which is kind of crazy, but it's also so hot that, you know, you could still stay on a sun lounger and be sunbathing even though it's really, really cloudy. And then I got back to this room about 4 o'clock just to have a shower and get ready for dinner, and that's when the heavens opened and the rain started, which is kind of good timing in a way because I was definitely done with sunbathing all day and was ready to like be in my room for a bit, and yeah, just like washed my hair, got ready, and now we are going for dinner. And then there's a show this evening, so we go to the Walt Disney Theatre to see shows throughout the cruise. I think there's 3 shows on throughout, and this is the first of the 3. I definitely won't be able to vlog any of that because you're not allowed cameras in the theatre, which is totally understandable, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a debrief afterwards. Good morning, we have arrived in Cozumel in Mexico, which is our first stop of the Disney cruise. It is so humid that my wide angle lens is actually like steamed up, so I feel like this one is about to steam up, so I'm going to keep this quite brief. But yeah, we have arrived in Cozumel. We have literally just pulled into the port, and yeah, I'll be getting off the boat shortly when Zara has finished her shift. And we can do a bit of exploring Mexico, which is crazy. I think we're just gonna have a little wander, grab some authentic Mexican food, and yeah, just relax. The onboard time to get back on the ship is 4:45, and you have to be on time. Like, they say to you in the briefing, in like a really friendly Disney manner, we will leave you behind if you're not back on time, which is quite funny. But also, I do not want to be the person that is running for the boat as it takes away, so we're going to make sure we're on time. We're going to make sure we're back on the boat for 4:45. But yeah, this is so exciting. I've never been to Mexico before. Closest I've gotten to Mexico is California when I visited my family there, but yeah, never been to Mexico, so yeah, let's see what it's all about.
The Adventures Technology Showcase.
I'm Scott Lang, but you might know me as Ant-Man.
And I am Van Dyne, the Wasp.
3, 2, 1. That didn't run. Friday? Gonna bring up one of the egg cans.
Onboard are back online.
Activate your box now!
I'm back in my cabin, ready for bed almost, just need to get into my pyjamas, but I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a debrief of the day because I feel like I've been picking the camera up a lot, but it's been quite hard to sit and chat to you guys because I'm just like experiencing all these new places and new things and trying to capture it as well as like being in the moment. But I've had a really good day. So today was our Cozumel, Mexico day, and I ended up spending the first like couple of hours of the day just completely relaxing on the ship and reading my book, sunbathing, while I was waiting for Zara. Then we headed off the ship into Cozumel and it was really, really cool. We ended up just going to this little, like, I want to say beach bar, but it wasn't really on the beach, but it was on the water, and they had like a swimming pool and like a swim up bar and loads of seating and stuff, and we ended up just having like a really amazing Mexican lunch, which was so good. The best fish tacos I've ever had, like bar none, incomparable to anything I've had before, which kind of figures, you know, if you're having Mexican food, why not have it when you're in Mexico? After that we just had a little mosey around all of the cute little markets, and then we had to get back on the boat. So there wasn't a huge amount of time to do any like big day trips or excursions, and I guess that's one thing with a cruise is that yes, you're going to these amazing places, but you don't have super long in them, especially if you're not getting off the minute the ship docks. It is quite hard to, I guess, like plan to see everything in these places, whereas if you were going for like a weekend or if you were going for a longer period of time, obviously you would explore everything that, you know, the place has to offer. If I was staying in Cozumel for a week, I would obviously be doing a lot more day trips and stuff like that, but really it was just to get like a little flavour of the place, and it was really nice to get off the ship. The weather today has been so humid, but like lovely as well, especially in the morning. The morning was the best part of the day, I think, which was quite nice because I ended up like being able to soak in the sun and sunbathe. But yeah, it's just been like so humid, which is really nice, especially, you know, when I've been coming from England, which has been like, okay, we've had some decent weather in Cornwall, but it's also very typically a bit hit and miss and still quite chilly at this time of year, whereas here it's like, you know, 29 degrees it was today, but it felt a lot hotter than that. So it's, yeah, I've just been like in my element with that side of things. And then we got back on the boat, and then me and Zara got into the pool and we had like a little swim in the pool and then a little sunbathe, and then she went back to work and I went to the middle deck and just sat with a tea and watched the film that they had on the big screen. And then I came back into the room, got ready, and then you guys will have seen I went to that colour party thing, which was a little show that they put on the main deck outside, and it was all the characters dancing, little dance party, kind of for the kids, but also like a little nod to the adults as well, because they played High School Musical at the end, which I feel like none of the kids knew the words to that, and then like all the adults like my age are just singing along because that is like peak our childhood. But yeah, that was really fun. And then I went for dinner. I actually did have to have dinner on my own tonight just because Zara was still working. As you guys know, I'm no stranger to doing things on my own. I've done a lot of solo travel. I've eaten a lot of dinners alone, so it was absolutely fine. I was very well looked after by the team. So every time you rotate into one of the different restaurants, you keep the same servers, so they get to know you over the cruise and they know you by name, and they were just like really sweet to me tonight and just like kept checking on me and stuff. But yeah, it was really fun. As you guys will have seen in the last few clips, it was a Marvel themed restaurant and it was really cool. The bread rolls were like bright red, and then the food was all like delicious as usual. I had the shrimp to start, or the prawns. God, I'm already turning into an American. I've only been here for 3 days, but yeah, it was on the menu. It was named as the shrimp, so I had that for starter, and then I had the beef tenderloin for main, and then for dessert I had the key lime pie, all really delicious. And then it was fun because in between courses they would play that like interactive screen on all of the screens around the restaurant, and we all had this like thing on our table, which again you will have seen in the clips. I don't even know how to describe it. Like a power bank thing. I'm sorry, Marvel fans, if you're watching this and you're like screaming at the screen that there's a different name for this thing. But yeah, it was really cool. Like they had all the characters on the screen, like talking about the plot of the little, I guess, show that they put on, which was about how Ant-Man and the Wasp had needed help with like making things small, and they accidentally like shrunk the ship, and it was just really fun. It was very interactive, and you could like press the button on your thing on your table and it would like change all the lights in the room. And then at the end, Spider-Man came out, he was on the screen, and then like there was like a puff of smoke or something, and then he just appeared in the restaurant and was like running up and down the restaurant, and then he was like going up to each table and like just interacting with the kids. It was really cute. So yeah, that was so much fun. Had some great food as well. I've just got back to the room. It is currently, I think, yeah, 9:45, but weirdly the clocks went back yesterday, so I don't even know what time I'm on now, but I will say the jet lag has definitely sorted itself out, and I'm feeling a lot more like in tune with what's going on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get to bed. I'm gonna put on a Disney film on my little screen here, which is always fun, just like a cozy film night before bed. And then tomorrow morning I am going to go and do the 8 a.m. yoga session that is here on the ship. I think that'll be really fun. They have a spa and a gym here, and like the gym does fitness classes, and as you guys know, I love my yoga, and I think this might be the first time in my entire life that I have done something like fitness related whilst on holiday. But yeah, I just find myself really wanting to do it. I did actually bring a couple of gym outfits. I also brought my running trainers because you can actually run around the ship. There's like a deck that you can, it's like a walking and running deck, and it's possible to do that. Now I don't know if I'm gonna do that in this humidity because I think, quite frankly, I might die, but at least I've got the option, and the gym has treadmills and stuff. So yeah, if I feel like the mood strikes, you know, I'm not putting pressure on myself. It's really not like, oh, I should be doing this because, you know, I can't take time off on my holiday. That's absolutely not what this is. But it's just, I don't know, I just find like I kind of miss working out a little bit. So I thought, yeah, the yoga session sounds great. So I think the POA tomorrow will be to get breakfast at 7:15 a.m. when the buffet opens, do the 8 a.m. yoga, and then I'll check in with Zara and see, because tomorrow we are landing, is that the right word? We are arriving at Grand Cayman. I think it's Georgetown in Grand Cayman. We were speaking to some of the crew on board, and a lot of them were saying it's like their least favourite of this particular cruise, which I always think is interesting, and I will always think like, you know, make your own mind up, but also it's good to get people's recommendations. And yeah, some of them are just saying like there's not heaps to do. And the other thing with tomorrow's like destination is that there's a tender, which I was like, what does that mean? Basically it means that instead of arriving at a port like we did today, so today the ship literally like pulled up at a port and you just walk off. Obviously you have to like show your identification and take your passport with you and everything, but essentially you just walk off. Whereas tomorrow the ship like stops in the middle of the ocean near, and then you have to get on a boat off of the ship, and then that boat takes you to land. So that makes things a little more like lengthy and a bit more strict as well, and you have to be back on time. Like you don't just stroll back on the boat, you have to like catch a boat to the boat, if that makes sense. So I think it'll be cool, and I think I'll be able to get some amazing footage from the boat of the ship. We haven't really got a plan of action, whereas in Jamaica, which is the following day, we have actually booked something, so I'll talk about that on that day. But on that note, I am going to head to bed, and I will catch you guys in the morning. After breakfast and then to the morning yoga class. was the world's quickest turnaround from being really sweaty poolside, covered in sun cream, to now something mildly presentable. But I am just about to head out to go to the cinema on board. They are showing the new Devil Wears Prada film tonight, and Zara is in a meeting now, and we don't have our like evening entertainment for another couple of hours. So I thought actually it's such a good opportunity to just go and watch this film because I really want to see it. I'm so excited. As soon as they said they were doing a second film, I was absolutely buzzing, and I would definitely go to see it at home, so why not go and see it here while I can. So yeah, I'm about to head for a little solo cinema date with myself, and then I'll meet Zara straight after, and then basically this evening it's pirate night, which I hope that doesn't mean literally because we are in the Caribbean after all, but it's basically like a themed evening, and I'm not too sure what to expect. I think it's just like the shows this evening will be very pirate themed. So we are going up to the deck 11 where I had the like dance party thing last night. They're doing some kind of like pirate themed show that's like 30 minutes long. I think it's more for the kids, but it's super fun. And then we'll head to dinner at 8:15, and we are in the Encanto themed restaurant this evening. And I don't know if again the food is going to be like pirate themed or like Caribbean food, I don't really know, but looking forward to it anyway. And then this evening after dinner there's going to be some fireworks apparently, according to Zara, so that will be really good as well, and I'll try and vlog as much as possible. I feel like my vlogging this whole trip is very kind of fragmented because I'm just having so much fun and like picking the camera up when I can, but I hope it all makes sense to you guys. I'll also give you a little debrief of Grand Cayman. We didn't have a huge amount of time again today, so we just got off the ship, which was really fun because we went on the tender boat and we could see the ship from like a different perspective. It was only like a 4-minute trip to the dock, and then we got off, went for lunch and went to this little like beach that they have there. But apart from that, there wasn't a huge amount to do, to be honest. In the area that we were in, you would have to literally get like a 2-hour taxi to go to some of the more like touristy hotspots, and we just didn't have time, to be honest. I think with this cruise and these particular locations, you either need to be super organized and have like something booked, or you kind of just get off and like look around the shops, like take in the views, mosey around, grab lunch, and that's what we've been doing. And to be honest with you, that's kind of like all I'm wanting to do this trip, is just relax completely. I'm seeing some amazing places, but it's like sometimes I think when you go to a country you feel the pressure to like see and do everything and soak up all the culture, and I'm definitely someone who likes to go to a country and really see what the country's about and not just do like the surface level touristy stuff. But I do think with the cruise that is what you kind of end up doing, is the surface level touristy stuff where you just kind of like look at a pretty beach, get some lunch, and then you're back on the boat, and that's totally fine because that's the kind of trip this is. But yeah, maybe one day I'll come back to one of these locations for like a week or two. But tomorrow we're off to Falmouth in Jamaica, which is going to be really fun because, as I said earlier in the vlog, me and my friend Zara are both from Falmouth in Cornwall, so we're kind of looking forward to seeing this place. Zara's not been here before either, so we've actually got a little excursion booked for this, so I'll obviously show you that tomorrow. But for now, let's go and watch The Devil Wears Prada 2.
It's a pirate's life for me. Ahoy, matey!
Get yourself down here, Jack Sparrow!
Good morning from Falmouth, Jamaica! Good morning from Castaway Cay in the Bahamas. Yay! So we are absolutely crazy and we have decided we are going to run the 5K here. I have literally spent the whole week eating Mickey waffles and not moving an inch, so this is going to be really interesting, but I'm looking forward to it. It is currently, what's the temperature?
27 degrees Celsius.
27 degrees Celsius. Feels like 50. But yeah, we're gonna go give it a go and get our little medals at the end. So I'll try and vlog as much as I can while trying to also breathe. Zara, you've run this before.
Yes.
Okay, we're not gonna die then. I hope. Here we go. Okay, let's go, guys. $1K. Quick water stop. Water. Gotta drink water. So hot. Oh, this is the hottest I've ever run in. But it feels good, doesn't it? Feels okay. You probably hear my breathing, doesn't sound so good, but I feel okay. Okay guys, we hit 2 and the little knee is playing up, but it's okay. We're taking it really slow. Definitely need to get this checked when I get home because that's twice now. The last 2 times I've ran, my knee is just like not loving me, which is not great. But yeah, Sarah's doing amazing. Keep going. 3K. Yes. Over halfway. How are you feeling? Yeah, can't speak. Me neither.
Like 4K.
I know. 4K. This is really tough, guys. I can't lie. I'm really struggling. It's the heat. But we're 1K away, so just got to dig deep. Just got to dig deep. Knees feeling okay now. I think the humidity's helping a little bit. And yeah, I'll catch you at the finish line. We're so close. See this? Yes! We're going to the finish. 5K, guys! Yay!
There we got him. Okay, let's.
If I look sunburnt to you, then it's absolutely the settings on your TV and I'm definitely not burnt from head to toe. But, oh my goodness, what even was that place that I just went to today? Castaway Cay, which I do think I pronounced wrong at the beginning of this vlog when I called it Cay, but it's spelled C-A-Y. Oh my goodness, it was literal paradise on earth. The water was turquoise, the sand was white, it was honestly breathtakingly beautiful, and it was so cool because the island is used solely by Disney, so no other cruise ships are allowed to go there, whereas previous locations that we've been on this cruise, there have been other cruise ships docking and it's been, you know, you kind of get off and you are in a different country. Now, we were still in a different country, we still were in the Bahamas, but this part of the island is completely run and not owned. I don't think it's owned by Disney, but I think it's like they rent it or something. But yeah, it was so cool just to be the only people there. So everyone that was on the island was a guest on this ship, and they've really like, I guess, Disneyfied it, but it was just, honestly, I felt like I'd stepped into a movie set. And yeah, it was just beautiful. We did so much in like such a short space of time. So obviously you guys would have seen, we ran the 5K. I'm so proud of myself. I have never ran in those kind of I guess, climates or conditions. It was 28 degrees today and it felt hotter. It was super humid and yeah, just that kind of like muggy heat. And there was a point at about just before 2K, or maybe it was just after, that my knee started to twinge, and I think I need to probably get them looked at. But also that is definitely a part of my hypermobility, which I have spoken about in previous vlogs, but I have hypermobility in all of my joints. And Zara actually said you should wear a knee support when you're running, and I think that's a really good idea. So I'm going to look at that when I get home, because I've actually noticed that since summer has arrived, or like spring, summer, and I've started wearing shorts for running, my knee has started to play up, whereas when I've been wearing leggings in the winter months, my knee wasn't playing up like as much, or this particular twinge wasn't really happening. So I actually think that wearing leggings, like, because they're quite tight, I think they're almost like supporting and holding my knee in place. But when I'm wearing shorts, my knees are really exposed, and yeah, there was a twinge and I was like, oh god, this is gonna be rubbish, because 2 weeks ago on my last run I had to stop completely because I had a really bad knee twinge, and I just had to like completely stop at my run club. And yeah, I haven't ran since. So when it started to twinge again, I was like, please no, like I really want to complete this 5k. And what I just did was completely slow down, and then I managed to get in my rhythm again, and then I think I was just fine for the rest of the run. But also I think running in the humidity actually did my joints some good, because normally after a 5k at home I'm like, oh, everything kind of aches, but nothing was really aching. It was more the heat that was just like really making it very, very difficult. But I'm so proud of myself for pushing through, and Zara too, and we completed the 5k. They give you a little medal after, which is amazing. And then we literally ran into the ocean fully clothed, like just dived in there. I cannot describe that feeling when you are just like so hot and sweaty after a run, and just being able to like run into literal turquoise waters was amazing. Then after that we went snorkeling, which I obviously didn't vlog because I couldn't bring a camera out there, but that was also incredible. It was my first time ever snorkeling. I was actually a bit nervous, which sounds crazy because, like, you know, like all the families and like little kids and stuff are out there snorkeling, but for me that was quite a big deal because I've never done it before, and it was just so fun. We went around just like the little bay and we saw loads of fish, but the coolest part was that Disney actually have statues under the water, so you can swim to each little buoy that they've got floating above, and then you obviously put your head in with your snorkel and you can see like different statues basically. So they had Mickey under there, they had a shipwreck, and then the best one of all, which any Little Mermaid fans will understand, they had the Prince Eric statue under the water. Little 6-year-old me was screaming. That is my favourite film of all time, and I just honestly felt like I was a mermaid. It was so much fun. So we did that, and then we went and got lunch, which I also don't think I managed to vlog. Oops, sorry. But yeah, as I said, like I'm really looking forward to editing this one because I honestly can't remember what I filmed and what I haven't. Like, this week has just been absolutely mental. But yeah, we went for lunch. They do like a big barbecue buffet, so you just grab what you want. So yeah, I had a burger, and they do these amazing cookies as well, so we had a cookie and just like refresh. And then we went to do some paddleboarding, which I think I did get some footage of, but we were using these like little phone cases that you have to keep your phone dry, and you're meant to be able to film through them. And like, I did get more footage than I've put in this vlog, but it was unusable because it was a little bit hit and miss using those particular cases because they kind of steamed up in the humidity. But we did get a few cool shots, and yeah, it was just really fun as well because the paddleboarding section was right in front of the ship, so you could literally paddleboard up to the, well, not right up to the ship, but like you'd have the ship in the backdrop. It was just incredible, honestly. Like, I can't even describe what an amazing day I've had. And Zara had to come back onto the ship to do some work, and then I just sunbathed for a couple of hours. Well, as you can probably tell, like, oof, that's not good. That's not good. I am not someone who condones getting this sunburnt. I feel like back when I was 18, 19, I used to be like, oh, every summer I'm just gonna lay out in the sun and I'd be like, oh, classic, my sunburn will just turn to tan. But now I'm very conscious of my skin, and I do think I've done so well in this holiday because the weather's been boiling every single day. I've managed to like make sure I apply sun cream and yeah, just like make sure I'm not burning. And then classic, last day I burnt to a crisp. I am actually so red all over, but I think it's because we were in and out of the water doing different activities, and yeah, I guess I just wasn't applying my sun cream the way that I should have. But at least my face isn't burnt. I definitely always make sure that my face is like covered and in the shade, so now I just don't match my body, but that's okay. So yeah, that was the rest of today. And then this evening we are going to see Moana. So yesterday evening, which I appreciate we've jumped forward a bit, so I think the last thing you will have seen was when we were in Falmouth, Jamaica. And just to give you like a recap on that as well, that was amazing. I think that was my favourite spot apart from today that we went to. We did that little excursion where we jumped in the bus and we went to Good Hope Estate. They had a pool there, and you know, you could lounge on the sun loungers, go for a swim, but also you could walk around and learn a little bit of history. Now obviously we couldn't really do loads because we only had a couple of hours in each destination. So I do feel like, even though I've been to some of these places, I appreciate that I haven't like fully seen the cultures and fully immersed myself in the countries and the traditions and like met the people. And I think that's quite nice in a way because it gives you like a little flavour of the place. And then hopefully one day you can go back and visit. But Jamaica's somewhere I'd love to go back and visit. And then yesterday was our day at sea, and I did purposefully not pick up my camera yesterday just because as much as I've loved vlogging this whole trip, I did want to have like one day where I just like completely relaxed. I think I took like 2 clips of things, so I'll insert them here. But basically I started the morning having breakfast, and then I went to a learn to draw class. It was only 30 minutes. Basically you go to this little room and they play on the screen. They were talking us through how to draw Captain Minnie, and it was really cool actually because these learn to draws were all throughout the cruise, like the 7 days. You could go to different ones and each one was a different character, and I really wanted to do one, and I thought, oh, we're getting to like the end of the cruise and I haven't managed to go to one yet. So I thought the day at sea was the perfect one, and I went to it at 9:30 in the morning, and we drew Minnie, and I will insert a little clip here of my final drawing. I was pretty proud of it given that we only had 30 minutes. I feel like it was pretty good, but do you know what? In that 30 minutes, like, I don't think I felt that relaxed in a very long time, which is very telling, to be honest, because I feel like I'm just, if anything, if I've learned anything from this cruise, it's that maybe I need to be offline a little bit more. And I know I've spoken about this in previous vlogs before, and I've gone from like one extreme to the other with this, but I feel like there needs to be a bit of balance because I've not had any Wi-Fi bar one place. So when we went to Mexico, my data plan worked, and when I was in the US, my data plan worked as it does at home, so I was able to access, you know, my social media apps. But since Mexico, I've not had Wi-Fi. I've not been able to go on social media. I've been taking photos and videos and content obviously for this vlog, which I'll be editing. Well, it will be edited now because you're obviously watching it now, but I haven't been able to like post on my stories. So it's been quite eye-opening to see how it's been quite nice to be unplugged and like not know what's going on at home. Like, it's just really nice to be quite unplugged and offline. But when I was at this drawing session, I just felt like it was so nice to focus my attention on something. Like, I was really concentrating and just like trying to copy the drawing and like learn the steps and do the shading, and I was like, this is so much fun. So that's something I'm definitely going to do a bit more of at home. I think I'm just going to like whack on some arty stuff on maybe on YouTube, and just do any like little sketches in the evening. So if anyone's got any good channels that I could subscribe to, leave it in the comments below because I'd love to do more of that. Then I headed up to deck 13, which is like the adult only area, and nabbed myself a little sunbed in the perfect location, and I literally just sat on that sunbed for like 4 or 5 hours and just like read my book. Me and Zara went on the Aqua Mouse, which is the big slide that goes around the ship. I'm a bit of a baby when it comes to these things. Now, roller coasters I've got a little bit better at, but there's something about water rides and water slides that kind of freak me out. I did get on it and it was quite fast, but like that's just me being a baby. It was really fun, and I would go on it again. It was also really quick. It was over so quick. So yeah, we went on the Aqua Mouse, and then yesterday evening we went to see Beauty and the Beast at the Walt Disney Theatre. So there's entertainment every single night of the week on this cruise, but there's two main like Broadway caliber, I guess, shows, and the first one is Beauty and the Beast on this particular cruise, or it is on this particular like run. I don't know if they always do it on the Disney Treasure, like these particular shows, but this week it was Disney's Beauty and the Beast last night, and then this evening we are going to watch Moana, which I have heard is incredible. It's had like rave reviews, and yeah, everyone says it's like one of the best, if not the best, shows on any of the ships, on any of the Disney cruise lines, and I'm just so excited to see it. So I love Moana, and very excited to see what they're going to do with that and how they're going to bring it to life on stage. So that's what we're watching tonight, and then we've got dinner at the Coco restaurants. It's the final night. I honestly can't believe we're at the last night. In a way, it feels like it's gone really quickly, but then again, when I think about like being on the flight out here and like checking into the hotel in Orlando and like starting the vlog, that feels like a lifetime ago, which is really nice because it just shows that I've completely switched off and I've really just like enjoyed myself so much. I definitely want to do another cruise. I cannot recommend a Disney cruise enough. If you're thinking about it, if you are on the fence with cruises, like honestly, as a 30-year-old, I have fully enjoyed it. I feel like I've really embraced my inner child. I feel like everything is just completely taken care of for you, and it's like top tier hospitality, like all the staff, all the team, so amazing. And yes, the destinations we've been to are incredible too, and I'm just like so grateful and feel so fortunate that I've been able to come on this cruise. It's been amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna head to the show now and then head to dinner, and I will catch up with you guys again probably later tonight, maybe. If not, I will speak to you guys in the morning when we're leaving the ship. Good morning guys, we're back in Orlando, Florida, just where we started, and look at this beautiful sunrise that we have been greeted to. It's not too bad. I'm actually off to Disney World today, so the holiday doesn't quite end for me here, but this vlog definitely does. It's probably super long at this point, so if you've made it this far through the video, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!